today's biggest stories.
You will hear from all of them. We're ready to ping pong you around the NFL universe. So where to begin? How about an NFL superstar putting on cleats and a helmet for the first time in about 500 days? It's a new helmet at that. Le'Veon Bell, first day of practice with the New York Jets. And going back beyond his holdout season with the Steelers last year, first day of full team activity for Lev Bell in 506 days. After the practice, his first official news conference as a Jet.
And this felt so good, not doing it for a year and things like that. So I'm excited. I went out there for my first practice in over a year. It was amazing just running around, just be able to trash talk and, catch some balls and just sweating your helmet, things that, we kind of take for granted, when you playing. But the fact that I had that whole year off and came out here and played football again, it felt so good. I think I can bring a lot of leadership. I'm passionate about the game of football. Obviously, I'm a competitor. And, I feel like I'm going to go out here and make a lot of plays, I feel like I can be a guy who can help other people be better, open up the offense a little more when, guys necessarily worry about the run or if I'm, split out wide or wherever I am. So I think I'm a guy who can move all over the offense and make plays wherever.
And how stoked are Jets fans thinking they've got a franchise running back for the first time since Curtis Martin maybe at the beginning of the millennium there? Let's go live to Jets headquarters right now. Kim Jones standing by. Kim, we heard a little bit from Lev Bell. You saw him on the field. How'd he look? How'd he sound?
Well, he certainly fit in today, Scott Hansen. I mean, Le'Veon Bell would fit in on any football team and on any football field. He looks like he's in great shape, as you could tell by his body language and his answers in that press conference. He's thrilled to be here. He's excited. He seems to be in absolutely great spirits. And he said a couple really interesting things, Scott. He says in this Adam Gase offense, he thinks he can have even more opportunities than he's had. That would be something, because Le'Veon Bell had 406 touches back with the Steelers in 2017. He also said of his new quarterback, Sam Darnold, that he believes Darnold can help make him an even better player. And Bell said with the two of them, he thinks the Jets have a special duo in the backfield. My one-on-one interview with Le'Veon Bell, by the way, is coming up later here on Total Access. Scott, I'll leave you with this. Le'Veon Bell is here for mandatory minicamp. As you noted, Jets fans are thrilled to see him, as are his teammates. But next week, Adam Gase finishes the spring with a few OTAs. Bell was asked today if he would be here for those. He said no. He will go back to his individual training.
Something we will discuss later on Total Access, and looking forward to that illuminating one-on-one interview between you and the star running back. Thank you, Kim. Now to the team that some people have called the off-season Super Bowl champs. First day of mandatory minicamp for the Browns. First day on the field for Odell Beckham Jr. since the first day of OTAs. He caught at least one touchdown that our cameras captured, as the Browns were the spotlight team today for today's Inside Minicamp live coverage, co-anchored by Aditi Kinkabwala, who joins us live now from Berea. Good evening, Aditi.
Well, good evening, Scott, and you're right. It was the second time that we saw Odell Beckham Jr. in a Browns helmet, and as you said, he clearly had a connection with Baker Mayfield. Much has been made about him missing these OTAs and wide receivers needing to work with quarterbacks on their timing, getting in and out of breaks. Well, Beckham's best friend, Jarvis Landry, said, "We worked together in L.A. a year ago. We're going to work together in L.A. now. Clearly, you see how they're working." And head coach Freddie Kitchens is pretty honest. He said, if OBJ's not ready come September, that's on us as coaches. So really, the big news today was running back Duke Johnson, who confirmed that he does indeed want to trade out of here.
My trade request was to meet them at a middle ground. I was put on the trade block a month before I requested the trade, so that's all it is. Last year was frustrated at most, but as far as just being upset and not doing my job because of my feelings, you never heard of it, and you probably never will, because at the end of the day, I'm here to do a job, and I'm going to do that job as long as I'm here.
He wants to be traded, I want to win the lottery. All right, so
it doesn't matter. He's a Cleveland Brown. He's under contract. He's going to be used to the best of his ability and what benefits the team. And that's what we're going with. As far as the media-driven controversies, there's no controversy on our team.
We have guys that want to be here. They'll show that. They'll voice that. Obviously, he's going to handle his stuff how he wants. But you're either on this train or you're not. It's moving. You can get out the way or you can join us. So it is what it is.
Is it awkward?
It's not awkward.
It's not awkward?
No.
Why not?
It's self-inflicted. It is what it is. It's not awkward for anybody else in this building.
And what may have ultimately been most jarring here and most notable is the way that Baker Mayfield, the young 24-year-old quarterback in just his second year as a starter, took the reins, set the tone, and said, this is who the Cleveland Browns will be. And we don't really have any tolerance for the drama. Scott?
Took the reins tightly, I think you could say, by the force of that soundbite. Aditi Kinkhabwala, great coverage there yesterday. Today we'll have coverage tomorrow as well on Inside Minicamp Live. Lindsay?
Duke Johnson, OBJ, Baker, Mayfield, Freddie Kitchens. I don't know how good Cleveland's going to be this year, but they are not going to be boring. Shaun O'Hara, a former Brown himself, spent his first 4 years in the league there. Akbar Bajabiamila, also with us today, a 4-year NFL veteran. Like Aditi said, I thought that the striking thing in all of that was Baker Mayfield.
They should have had Hard Knocks this year. That's all I got to say.
Yeah,
they should have had Hard Knocks this
year. They
were
were a year too early, weren't they? Fully owning that leadership position, the things he says, the way that he says them, is that what Cleveland needs to get where they want to go, Shaun?
Well, I think certainly given the hype train that is rolling down the tracks right now, Baker's done a great job thus far of handling all that. But yes, to your point, Lindsay, this is what we're going to have to see from Baker. It's going to be his job to put out the fires. And just like any good baker, his job is don't burn the buns. Don't overdo it. I think when you look at the difference that we're seeing from Baker right now is this time last year, he knew his role. He was just trying to fit in. He wasn't a starter. He probably couldn't be as expressive as he is right now because he knows it's my job to handle everything, to handle the huddle, to handle the personalities, to handle the hype. He also knows that none of this stuff will matter once it comes to week one. They've got to win football games. But I like the leadership that he shows. One of the things that I was so impressed with when he came out last year and talking to so many people, they were impressed with the way that he was able to rally his teammates. Everybody in that locker room in college loved him. And it sounds like everybody in that locker room loves him and respects him already at a young age.
And no doubt about it, he's a star. You can see that in the way he carries himself. But to me, I believe that it's not needed. I mean, at this point with this team and everything that they've got going for them, you don't need to manufacture exterior motivation. I get that the Cleveland Browns got the buzz going around. But the way he handled that, I thought was a little insensitive to his teammate. I mean, here's a guy in Duke Johnson that feels a little misplaced. And just think about where he's coming from. Hey, I was on the trading blocks, and there were rumors about me being traded a month ago. And now all of a sudden you've got Nick Chubb, you got Kareem Hunt. And, of course, he feels like he's out of place. He's competitive. He wants to go out there and go play somewhere where he can thrive. And so for Baker Mayfield to come in like that and come at him hard like that, I think something like that, I think it's a little forced to me. And so you can fake the whole I'm the leader and all this other stuff. But, look, you just turned 24 in April. I mean, your birthday just passed. You just turned 24. I don't think you can try to force that leadership. It has to naturally grow.
Doesn't it? But it just feels like that's his natural confidence level. Whether he's 15 or 24
but he's throwing
42.
shade. But he's throwing shade at his teammate as if he's been there. Like, I'm the leader now. Easy. That still has an earned position. Because how many times have we seen with other quarterbacks where they blow up in their first year, and then that second year when the league gets around, I bet you he won't be saying that. If things start going downward for him in that situation, he's not going to have that same tone.
See, the way that I saw it was I thought it was a mature response. Especially with a guy coming out, a lot of people question his maturity. And for Baker to say, hey, look, it's not awkward. For him to be able to separate the business side from the personal side, I'm sure he loves Duke.
Why not just defer to Kitchens? Like, defer to your coach. You don't have to handle that. That's not your worries.
Well, his coach was there essentially
saying
something similar, right? Saying, I want to win the lottery. You're not going anywhere. Nobody gets what they want. Let's move on.
I would have won the lottery, too.
Buy a ticket.
Browns looking to climb the mountain. Patriots trying to stay there. And look who joined them for today's mini camp, as expected, though worth mentioning since he hasn't been at OTAs. Tom Brady getting set for his 20th NFL season and apparently still trying to make an impression on head coach Bill Belichick.
What do you think about how Tom looked? Here he is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like 90 guys out there, so I can't watch them all.
Belichick busy, so maybe Mike Giardi was watching number 12. He is live in Foxborough with the latest. Hi, Mike.
You know, I've been covering him for 20 years. That might have been the best zinger he's had. Like, that was just the way he delivered it was perfect. Look, we watched Tom Brady from the moment he set foot on the field. We have not seen him play a game or be in pads since, of course, the Super Bowl. And he looked like Tom Brady. He was driving the ball on the wind, the 15 to 18-yard comebacks and outcuts, just cutting right through the wind. You see some of the other guys throw it, like Brian Hoyer or the rookie Jarrett Stidham, and it doesn't look the same. And he brings a different level of energy. Braxton Berrios says he just admires his attention to detail. N'Keal Harry, their first-round pick out of Arizona State, just said he's amazing. And, well, N'Keal Harry's got some work to do because he was getting yelled at a few times today for not being in the right place, for not running the right route. But Tom Brady spent some extra time with him when they got down to the red zone, and maybe that's an area where they look to utilize Harry's 6'2", 230-pound frame with Rob Gronkowski. As of right now, still declaring that he is retired.
Yeah, and also worth mentioning there with regard to the tight end position, an open roster spot. Austin Seferian-Jenkins released, so we'll see what direction they go in with that. Thank you, Mike.
Well, getting a taste of the season with the mandatory mini camps is fun and exciting, but day one of the mandatory camps is also when we find out who's not happy with their current team. At Lions practice today, Darius Slay and Snacks Harrison were no-shows. NFL media insider Ian Rappaport with us now. Can you help us out here, Ian, with what's going on with the Lions, who are missing, at least for today, a starting defensive back and a starting defensive tackle?
That's right, two big-time defensive stars, both of whom have 2 years left on their current contract extensions, and I'm told both of these guys, Scott, would like new deals. But from what I understand, this is going to be pretty tough sledding for both these guys. Let's start with Darius Slay, who, remember, did sign just a 4-year extension, big-time extension, just a couple years back, as I mentioned. He has 2 years left on his deal. He's going to make $13 million this year, just based in cash. It makes him the third highest corner in the NFL. Hard to imagine any team adjusting that. We'll see, though, what the Lions end up doing. And then you have Damon Harrison, who's due $7 million on his contract. He also has 2 years left, a 30-year-old run stuffer. Just by comparison, think about it. Gerald McCoy, similar player, except he's on the field a little more. He signed for $7 million plus with the Carolina Panthers. Would the Detroit Lions give Snacks Harrison more with 2 years left? These are questions, no doubt, that the players and the representatives and the Lions are all thinking about. Either way, neither of these guys were at minicamp. Both these guys are going to be fined pretty heavily. We'll see how serious they are come actual training camp in July.
Far be it from me to talk about another man's money, but perhaps the Lions can tell Snacks and Slay that they're saving up a little bit of cash to try and get Calvin Johnson back around the building in future weeks. Thanks, Ian.
Still to come on NFL Total Access. We're live with the Redskins, where there is a quarterback battle. We are live with the Giants, where there isn't until there is. We also have a field side seat at the home of the champs. You recognize that guy, of course. You won't see that guy.
That's it, good pressure.
You will hear us asking what everyone else is asking. Does this team have a weakness? And if so, what is it?
All right, hold up.
If that's not enough, look who's with his new team. And by new team, I mean NFL Total Access.
It feels like I'm a new kid at school again.
Then why stay away?
Le'Veon Bell answers the question. We will answer that other question. What can we actually expect from Lev this year? More TA on the way.